What is up, YouTube? Welp, just got done watching WWE Capital Punishment. As you can tell by that expression, this review probably isn't going to be a good one on this pay-per-view. And it's kind of bad, but I'm not going to try to bash the show completely. I'm not going to be mad at certain aspects. There will be a little bit of anger, but I'm not going to try to show that. Gotta be calm, gotta be cool, you know. But this show, because I'm going to SummerSlam, this show is trying to promote SummerSlam for me. It didn't do a good job, let me just tell you that. So we kick off the show, we get basically Kofi Kingston defending his United States Championship against Dolph Ziggler. This feud, you know, it really can't go wrong, to be honest with you. You can always put these guys on the match together, and they can always put on a decent or maybe even a good showing. This was another decent showing from both men. They both hit their spots, good near fall action, fast paced, you know. Ziggler won with the sleeper hold, and that was kind of like, you know, this match was so fast paced. It was just like a fast paced type of match, and I would have had rather it Kofi scrambling and tapping out like this than Ziggler basically choking Kofi out and causing a lot of confusion. You know, this match, like I said, it wasn't bad, it wasn't great, but it was decent nonetheless. It's a good little watch, but Ziggler wins the U.S. title. I believe that was the right win there. I feel Ziggler winning the U.S. title was a good win there. So that's good that Ziggler is now the United States champion. I wonder if they're going to continue on with this feud, or if they're actually going to try to get Kofi up into that main event scene, try to get him that little push that he needs. Who knows, but congratulations to Dolph Ziggler. Let's go on to the next match. Well, before the next match, we actually get R-Truth arriving. And our R-Truth is arriving. He's holding the WWE Championship. And I like this. I liked how R-Truth was holding the WWE Championship. He was promoting the WWE title match very well, going up to Eve and saying, "Hey, Eve, let's go for the celebration." And then Eve saying, "I don't know you anymore, R-Truth. Who are you?" And then R-Truth flipping out on that and basically causing a scene. This leads up to Miz talking about how A-Rai is nothing, and all he was doing was carrying his briefcase. And we go on to Miz versus Alex Riley, and I'm sorry, I have so much love for Alex Riley. I think Alex Riley is a great talent, but that match was okay at best. It kind of reminded me of, people might hate me for saying this, but it's true. It kind of reminded me of Cena versus JBL at WrestleMania 21. It really did. It reminded me of Miz. It wasn't as bad as that. I'm not saying that it was that bad, but it reminded me of that. Where Miz basically took control of the whole match. A-Rai got a few little offense in there, but then Miz took control. And then the ending was basically, it was like that. Like A-Rai hit probably a spine buster, and then the education, whatever it's called, DDT. First off, my only gripe of this match is, how come A-Rai couldn't get a little bit more offense in? I get it that you're trying to show that Miz is the more experienced out of the two, because A-Rai, of course, was on NXT beforehand. But really, you're trying to build A-Rai up. I understand if they wanted to make it where they're trying to show Miz is the more experienced. That makes sense. But at the same time, I wish there was a little bit more offense from A-Rai. And why couldn't A-Rai just use his finisher? If you guys don't know what his finisher is, basically the test drive. If you don't know what the test drive is, type in test. It's sort of like the F5 without the impact. It's just more like, here, I'll show you an example, I guess. It's like this. Bam. I don't know why he couldn't just use the test drive, but they gave him a DDT finisher like the execution. Didn't really hit it with that much impact, but it was an okay showing. I still believe that this feud could continue. I even said it to a bunch of people. I know I didn't make a predictions video because I didn't want to overload you guys with too much videos, and I felt like there was too much prediction videos going out there. And to be honest, it was hard for me to predict this card due to the fact that there was barely no build to it, and most of the matches were predictable anyways. And I said in this match, it didn't matter who won or lost, this feud is going to continue on to probably SummerSlam. But I would have preferred Miz to win, just because then it gives A-Rai, you know, like Miz win in a cheap way. So it gives A-Rai, you know, saying, "Oh, I must prove myself. Miz, you cheated," but A-Rai won cleanly. But A-Rai mostly won because Miz tried to use the briefcase on him. Missed with the briefcase shot, and that was the end. But it was an okay match nonetheless. Moving on, we get Wade Barrett. And Wade Barrett cut a good promo. But besides that good promo, Here comes Ezekiel Jackson. Now I'm sorry. We gotta. What is up with the crowd? How are they not popping for Ezekiel? This shows that Ezekiel is not getting any pop whatsoever, and I don't know why he's not getting no pop. He's just ain't getting a pop. And it's really bad that he's not really getting the pop from the crowd. I really wish he did get a pop from the crowd, but the crowd was silent during this match, and this match, it kind of wasn't really that exciting. I don't know if it was the crowd being dead, I don't know, but the crowd was just not into it. I really couldn't get into it that well. It was mainly just like another big man battle. I felt like they didn't do a good job in this match, really. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I felt like this match wasn't that good. I felt their match at Over the Limit was a lot better than their match here at Capital Punishment. That's just my honest opinion. But nonetheless, we got a new Intercontinental title champion. Ezekiel Jackson, congratulations on that, but the dude needs to try to get a pop, and I think he really does need a manager for his mic skills, because his mic skills weren't that great when King was trying to interview him after the match. I don't know why King interviewed him, but it is what it is. And the hits keep on coming. I want to talk about this after the IC title match for reasons. Alberto Del Rio versus Big Show. Del Rio comes out, no Ricardo Rodriguez. As we all know, Ricardo Rodriguez is injured from Big Show attacking him. And before the match even starts, you know, Alberto Del Rio is walking to the ring and Big Show attacks him from behind. So immediately in my head, I thought they were going to squash Alberto Del Rio. Okay, that makes sense. But then afterwards, as Big Show was attacking on Alberto Del Rio, Mark Henry comes out of nowhere. Mark Henry, he's on SmackDown. Because if you guys didn't watch SmackDown, Big Show attacked Mark Henry. So Mark Henry comes out of nowhere, attacks the Big Show, and I felt like he did a good job. But I feel like they did a good job with this attack. Obviously, this may lead up to a match with them in the near future. But as though that doesn't sound entertaining, I think they did a good job with the attack by Mark Henry. Mark Henry, I had a mark-out moment. World's Strongest slamming Big Show through the Spanish announce table. Fuck yes. The Spanish announce table. One of the greatest weapons in wrestling history. One of the greatest props in wrestling history. I always loved the Spanish announce table. But Mark Henry attacked the Big Show, and then afterwards he lifted up the knee of the Big Show, slammed it down, and Big Show was like, oh, my knee is hurting. And so, for some reason, the referee starts counting, thinking it is the actual match. The match hasn't even started yet, and the referee's counting. And Booker T actually made a good point. He's like, well, why did the referee count in here? Why is the referee, counting? The bell hasn't run. And then Big Show actually gets in the ring. He says, let's go for the match. And Alberto Del Rio, his first instinct should have hit the knee. But no, Alberto Del Rio tries to attack Big Show one-on-one. And I just felt like these two didn't really have much going with them. And to be honest, I didn't like how the ending happened. The ending happened with Big Show's knees kind of collapsing, and he couldn't continue on with the match. And Alberto Del Rio is celebrating like he won a big match, but to be honest, I would have loved Alberto Del Rio to add like a new submission in his arsenal, like a heel lock or a knee lock or something. Just a new submission to add to his arsenal, because a cross arm breaker, that's an okay finisher, but what if you added something else to it? It would pose more of a threat, but instead he didn't. Alberto won by forfeit. This is good because Alberto gets a win, but I would have rather had it where Alberto makes the Big Show tap out. That is just me. So, enough with those matches, enough with that. We actually get an interesting matchup. CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio. This match was really, really good. I enjoyed this match a lot. This match, I believe, delivered. And many are going to say, well, it wasn't their best encounter. Yes, it wasn't their best encounter, but they kind of went more of a slow-paced style of action and then picked it up in the end. That's how I see it. I like that type of match a little bit. It was more technical than some of the previous encounters, but nonetheless, it was still a good match. I enjoyed it. Ray got his spots. Punk hit some of his moves. It was given a good amount of time, too. So, I'm glad they gave it the time it needed, and Punk finally wins a pay-per-view match since Extreme Rules 2010. Yes, that was great. And apparently Punk has some master plan that he was going to show us tonight, but we never got to see that master plan, so I guess we have to wait till Viewer Choices Raw until we get to see this master plan by CM Punk. So, moving on from that match, we get the World Heavyweight Championship match with Randy Orton. The greatest of all time, Randy Orton, versus Christian. Not a bad match. Not as good as the Over the Limit one, but I gotta give props to Orton here. I know I hate Randy Orton, but at least he was selling his concussion injury better than he did his freaking fake knee injury at WrestleMania. At WrestleMania, he didn't sell that move for that injury for shit until near the end of the match. At least this time he actually sold it until he went Super Orton on our ass. But still, Orton and Christian, good match. But the thing that griped me the most, and I don't want to rant or scream about this because I don't feel there's a need to. Well, there should be a need to, but I don't want to present myself as an asshole. That's what I'm trying to get at. Is Christian, what happened? The ending happened where Christian did a move by the ropes, and Orton countered and hit the RKO. My only gripe is, how come Randy Orton can kick out all these finishers and all these signature moves, but one RKO can end a match? Are you kidding me? Now, my other gripe is, Christian's foot was on the bottom rope. And I know the GM normally doesn't have to favor the heel. The GM's supposed to favor the face, especially since SmackDown is a face GM. But why the hell did Teddy Long not come out and restart the match? So now we are going to get this. This is what's going to happen on SmackDown. Christian's going to come out. You know, I got screwed once again by WWE. I got screwed once again by not winning the World Championship. See, what happened was a screw job at Capital Punishment. My foot was underneath the ropes, and the damn referee did not reverse the decision. See, that was my gripe. Why couldn't the referee reverse the decision? Hell, this is the same referee that called the same match against Cena and The Miz at the Rock's birthday special. This was the same referee at Over the Limit for the main event. He couldn't easily reverse the match. Nope, instead we have Orton not putting anyone over again. And not to mention, what's the point of even continuing this if I know I'm going to see the same match with the same results? It's not fun for me to watch. It's boring. And people go, oh, it's not the end of the world that Orton won. Well, to me, it's not the end of the world, no. But it gets boring. Yes, Christian and Orton, they do put on entertaining matches, but how many times are we going to see this crap and not get any good results out of it? Hell, I would have much rather preferred the stupid logic that WWE does sometimes with their heels that they don't really want to put over by having Christian grab the world title belt and bam, hitting Orton and the ref catching him and him losing by DQ. I would have preferred that. But instead you give us Orton winning, Christian's put on the bottom rope so you can continue this when we know the result is going to be the same time after time again. I would love to see Christian win. I would love to see Christian get put over. I wish they actually gave Christian the win here. I wish they restarted a match and Christian winning. I don't know if this is me being an internet smart. I don't know what it is. But I just want to see something different. I want to see something new. But instead, I'm getting the same crap that I saw on SmackDown and Over the Limit. Seen at Capital Punishment again. And maybe even going to see it at Money in the Bank. To me, it just gets to a point where I don't care anymore. Really, I really don't care about Orton versus Christian anymore. Because Orton has already defeated him 3 times cleanly. I'm counting this win as a clean win. I know Christian had the foot on the bottom ropes, and this is part of a bigger storyline. But at the same time, it gets to the point where it's like, do we really have to watch this time after time after time and get the same results and be satisfied with it? I'm not satisfied with it. I would have much rather preferred that DQ finish or Christian winning in a dirty method. But instead, we have Orton standing strong, hitting Christian with the title belt, and I don't even know what they're going to do. I'm going to watch SmackDown with intent this week to see what they're going to do with this. But at the same time, right now, it doesn't have any interest to me. The feud is basically done with me. And that's my opinion alone. Many of you others out there have different opinions, but this is my opinion of me looking at it. I just don't see how this can continue. But nonetheless, it was still a good match. I really did like it. I just didn't like the finish. The finish seemed bland to me. It just didn't seem to really rock with me. And then, I don't know. That's just me. We're going to move on from that debacle. We had the Bella Skanks coming out. And basically they're with Keystone Light for some reason. And we get the match that everyone was probably predicting going to happen on this card anyways. As just a match that, well, we didn't have any divas ready for tonight. And the Bellas didn't want to wrestle tonight. So we're just going to throw this little mini Raw feud. Evan Bourne versus Jack Swagger. What were the fans chanting? We want Ryder. We want Ryder. We want Ryder. At this point, I would have loved to see Zack Ryder on the show, but instead, we did get a pretty solid match between Evan Bourne and Jack Swagger. Not like the best match of the card. The best match of the card is definitely CM Punk and Mysterio, but a solid match from those two. Probably like what you would see on Raw. Different style of offense. I really liked the ending. Evan Bourne picking up the win. Swagger getting messed up, getting mad. Nothing more to comment on this. Like it was kind of obvious that they would probably have some sort of pay-per-view match, but WWE wouldn't announce it. They just needed it for filler sakes. And speaking of filler sakes, the fake Obama, the Obama Rooney. What was the point of that? What was the point of seeing that? I'm sorry, I did not care for that, and I don't even want to go into it. Because I did not think that was entertaining one bit. And I may not like our president, but why the heck do you show these ads with him in your commercials and then bring a fake one? I know the real president probably doesn't really care about this, but why in the heck even try to do a fake Obama? I'm just not a fan of the whole impersonation thing, especially the impersonation of Queen Elizabeth. I wasn't a fan of it, and I'm not a fan of this. So, dropping the ball on that. Now we get down to the WWE Championship match. R-Truth versus John Cena. I like what R-Truth was doing in this match, building heel heat, getting the crowd to hate him more. I personally thought this match was not that bad. It was okay. It wasn't really that exciting. R-Truth, though, got most of the offense, and R-Truth looked great in that ring. John Cena, he only did what he normally does, that Super Cena stuff. And the thing that gripes me is that they made R-Truth look so strong throughout the match that you knew that he probably wasn't going to win that well, win at all. And that's the thing. I was actually expecting R-Truth to win, but the ending just R-Truth getting water like this. R-Truth getting water like this, and then a little fan throws the water onto fucking R-Truth. John Cena goes and FUs him, attitude adjustment. I don't care what you call it. They just basically do that. 1, 2, 3, pinfall. R-Truth loses. Okay, see, the thing is, how is it that Randy Orton and John Cena, I know that they're the Superman of the WWE, but I just don't like how they can always kick out of moves every single minute. I just don't like that. That's not a fan. I'm not a fan of that. It kind of bugs me a little bit. I understand that you want to promote them strong, but at the same time, it's like I said about the Orton match. How many times are we going to see this before we know who's the winner going to be? At least with Miz and Cena, everyone was shocked when Miz lost. I got a text message from my dad. He's probably going to ask me what the hell happened at that pay-per-view. And I'll tell him in a minute that it was a shit show. But other than that, this show really didn't deliver much. And where was John Morrison? I was expecting John Morrison to come out. At least with John Morrison coming out and costing R-Truth the match, it telegraphs us that they want to do something with R-Truth. And then Joe the Show Maltese, he was on Skype with us. He was in the chat box. He was even saying, I was hoping that the Nexus will come out afterwards, CM Punk basically attacking John Cena so we can see that CM Punk is after Cena. That was a great idea. I would have loved to see that and end the pay-per-view with CM Punk standing strong over Cena. But no, instead we have John Cena celebrating with the troops. I like that. The troops are people that we should respect here in America. I dig that. I understand why they wanted to end it on that, but still, I just wish there was a better ending to this. And I knew R-Truth probably wasn't going to win this title match. But I thought there was going to be other ways of him losing. Not like that. I understand it's cool that you got a little fan involved, basically because he was insulting the fans the whole time. But at the same time, it gets to the point where, why? It's capital punishment, I'm sorry, but you only had 2 good matches on the card. One match I didn't like the ending at all because I thought it's just going to lead to more crap. And to be honest with you, none of the matches really had an exciting ending to it to me. I felt all the matches were kind of it just didn't click. It didn't really keep my interest at all. And that Obama Rooney crap, oh my god. I'm sorry, Capital Punishment, I'm giving you a D+. It's sad to say that I'm giving this show a D+, but I was expecting a lot more, because you look at this card on paper. You look at it on paper, and it looked like a pretty good show. And then it turns out not to be as good as I thought. On paper, I was saying this show could reach easily a C+, B- at best. But they seem to do too much wrong. What I liked about the show, though, like I said, CM Punk Mysterio, I liked A-Ryan and The Miz, basically, well, not the match, but I like how they're going to probably, continue this feud. I just wish the ending was a lot better, but the bad things were the endings were kind of lame. There wasn't really that much excitement to it, so that is just it. If you guys like this review, subscribe up above, comment down below your thoughts on Capital Punishment, and either like or dislike this video based on my opinions. Share your thoughts about Capital Punishment in the comment section. I would like to know what you guys thought, because I personally did not enjoy the show. I thought the show wasn't that good. It is based on my opinion. I'm just saying, this is my opinion on the show. I hope you guys, once again, like I said, enjoy this review. Expect more content from my channel, Chase Oliver 68, where wrestling matters here most, brother. So, yeah, that's about it. I'm coming up close to the camera. We all know what that means. Peace.